Good afternoon. The headline this March 2024, USA dead, 5,440,000. I am JanStephen Cavanaugh, Ph.D. If Gazan dead were the measure, we can take a proportional count of the dead USA since the October 7th, 2023 terror attack. The USA population is circa 340 million, and the Gaza population is circa 2 million, a 1 to 170.5 ratio. As of today, March 24, 2024, circa 32,000 Gazan Palestinians dead. Do the math and our dead rate USA circa 5,440,000 and counting. As planet Earth humanity, by the billions watching us taking sides, as tens of millions of us suffering the hell of war of biblical proportions. All we see are feeble attempts, like the Jews of yesteryear experienced, on the part of humanity, planet Earth humanity, to stop this madness. The talking heads on US TV would not equivocate to name our situation as holocaustic and genocidal, I believe. We see the impotency of the United Nations to bring about a mutual ceasefire. This is the result of planet Earth humanity's failure to upgrade the UN of 1947, a creature of the 20th century, to meet the global threats of war and warming of this century, looking at 2024. The UN General calls out, he's on TV almost every day, the grave dangers of catastrophic warming and barbaric war. What we see is planet Earth humanity debating how many angels on the head of a pin. We know we humans repeat our mistakes till we learn the lessons of love and law the great ones teach. First step in loving the enemy is to extend empathy, to see clearly, which is a form of love. If there is to be war, the war theorists teach, be sure to see your enemy clearly or risk defeat. Take that measure as the Bible talks about. We must have empathy for both sides if we are to be about the business of peace. That makes it dangerous. War doesn't like middle ground. To understand Israel is caught in a collective psychological defense called identification with the aggressor. It is one possible defense that we humans use at individuals and collective levels when we've experienced a particularly unsafe beginning. In individual human development, the first year, the child feeling loved is the most important thing, because they can feel that. And will get you through a lot of the rough stuff that might come after that. The same is true at collective levels. To make themselves sure as adults, with no insight, they take on the characteristic of the aggressor to make themselves feel safe. Perfectly normal thing to do. It is a stage of human development, individually and collectively, as I mentioned, because we are holograms. What happens small happens big. Phenomenal world. If there is no insight, One becomes the parent she did not want to be, and the cycle of violence or whatever it is continues from one generation to the next. On the news, I read and see that the USA, if thought of as a parent figure in Israel's development, seems to be setting some limits, which I see as a good sign in their relationship becoming more mature. And as predicted, Israel's going through a bit of a temper tantrum, and the question is, will it survive it? We pray it will. We pray eventually for two peoples living side by side in justice, like you have to if you want to live at peace. That's true at your local neighborhood, and it's true at a global level. Meanwhile, to come back to our metaphor, proportional to population, USA dead rate approaching 6 million, when Gaza dead in the measure. 6 million. Is anyone listening? God help us.